You will often hear speech and language therapists talking about visual supports. There are a few common misconceptions about what these are and what they're used for. We hope this video will make things a bit clearer. They're not just pictures. Visual supports can be objects, pictures, photographs, demonstrations, signs or symbols that are used to share a message. Visual supports are all around us and we all rely on them during the day-to-day tasks and activities. Often we're not even aware that we're using them. Think about all the road signs that you pass every day. Using these visual supports can help support a child's understanding and their ability to express themselves. Visual information is easier to understand than words alone, especially for children and young people with any kind of communication difficulty. They're easy to recognise because they don't change. Different words can be used to mean the same thing, and explanations may change over time or between people. Words disappear once they're spoken, but a visual support will still be there if you need to refer back to it. Everybody. Nobody will be disadvantaged by visual supports. They do not stop children from developing language or from talking. Visual supports help children with a range of communication needs, such as poor understanding of language, limited spoken language, hearing impairment, neurodiversity, and children who are learning English as an additional language. There are many reasons that we might use visual supports, but some of the most common ones are organisational skills, for example a visual timetable showing the activities through the day. Perhaps predicting what will happen next, for example a now and next board, or first and then. It might focus a child to keep their attention for longer on an activity, perhaps with a sand timer. Or you may want to identify the steps within a task, for example a sequence strip showing how to make a snack. It can help understand the passage of time, like a clock face to show when it's home time. Or you might want to ask for help, for example the use of a core vocabulary board with a symbol for help. Visual supports can help with learning new skills. For example, you can demonstrate a task alongside a picture or the finished item. They can help you follow rules and boundaries, for example, an open or close sign for the door. It can also help to move from one task to the next, for example, using a transition object or a picture. You might want to build routines, for example, helping you with the organisational system working through the toilet. Is the visual support to support the child's understanding the information going in, or is it to support them to express themselves, the information coming out? Think about how you're going to use the visual with everybody using it consistently. The use of it consistently is more important than what the visual looks like. We would advise starting small. Choose one thing that you will find easy to introduce and that you have many opportunities to use it. Use the same words each time you show the visual, e.g. snack time when showing a cup, and make sure that all the adults are using the same words when using that visual. Remember, if visual supports are not regularly used, then they're unlikely to be effective. Well, this will depend on the child. You might want to start with using objects. So often a nappy to show it's nappy time, or an object to symbolise it's bath time. Some children might respond more positively to photographs or standard-eyed pictures. But remember, if using pictures, use the written word alongside, as this is a gateway to early literacy skills and helps ensure that all adults are using the same word. If the child appears not to like the visual support, this might be because they're not coping with the change or because they don't like the message being given. You could try ensuring that the visuals are being used for positive messages. So instead of starting with a don't touch or a no, think about visuals that represent favourite or fun activities. You might notice a child's behaviour changes, or they can no longer do something that they did previously. This might be because a visual support is no longer being used. Sometimes visuals are removed because a child appears to no longer need them. It's more likely that it's because the visual is actually working that the child is achieving. Try reinstating the visual into regular use again to see if this improves things. Finally, if you're looking for help to develop visual supports, you can request a consultation from the Speech and Language Therapy Department.